Hey viewers, George here to do George Talk Video Talks with a Wii U game, which is Nintendo Land. If you've watched my first impression of the Wii U system itself, you know I got the deluxe bundle, which means it came with this bad boy. And at first when I heard Nintendo Land coming within the bundle of it, I was like, oh, it's going to just basically be like a Wii Sports for the Wii U. And in some ways, yes, it's very much like that, but in other ways, it doesn't really feel like that. It actually feels like, sort of like they were trying to do an actual game with it. Because with Wii U, I don't, it might sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but try and get on the same wavelength as me here. When the Wii came out with the Wii Sports, Wii Sports might have looked like a game on the outside, but it really felt like they were just trying to show you how this thing worked, this controller, like what you can do with it, and in a package, like in a way that everyone can understand it. Because like, who doesn't really know sports? It's sort of like a standard thing everyone knows. You know what basketball and tennis is. Well, basketball's in it, but everyone knows what baseball and tennis and boxing, bowling, and whatever the fucking other thing was is, and so that felt like they were just trying to teach people how to play it and make it more of a family game, because that's what the Nintendo was focusing on with the Wii, was it was going to be like a family system. People who aren't even experienced in playing games can play it, and the best way to do that is to set a common ground. Everyone knows what sports is. So, seeing my first impression was Wii U's Nintendo Land is going to be basically like that. But then upon playing it, it doesn't really feel like that so much, because all the games in the Wii Sports obviously were multiplayer. Here, there's some that are multiplayer, some that are single player, and some that can only play with one person, some that can only be played with multiple people. So it feels less like they were trying to do a Wii Sports, and more so they were trying to not only show off the system, but make an actual game based around showing off by doing mini games based off various Nintendo properties. Sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, but try and keep on the safe wavelength. So, playing this, going in with that, I was obviously a little shocked and surprised that I'm enjoying this a lot more than just, this is how the tablet works. This is how tablet works. Boom. You don't actually do it with the tablet, but imagine if you did, that'd be cool. Boom. Okay. So, some of the things you get in this, there are a couple of attractions. They're showing 12 here. So there's 12 attractions. Let's see, you get the Legend of Zelda Battle Quest. Okay, I should probably organize this. So there are ones that are meant for team base, and there are ones that are meant to be competitive, and ones that can go solo. So you get your Legend of Zelda, where you do your Zelda thing. Okay, so you get this Legend of Zelda thing where you have to use your bow and arrow to take out enemies. I've only played this with the single people myself, and using the game tablet, which I'm going to pull over here. Look, it's convenient. What you basically do with the Zelda one is you have your game pad, and you hold it, and you can move around like this, or you can use your joystick if that's what you do, or circuit control stick. No one uses joysticks anymore. It's a dying art. And you press a button, and you fling your arrows and stuff. And it's actually a really cool thing, because it's one of the few it's like a game where you have to hold the tablet out, and you obviously you saw that where it's like, you could do this, and you move around because the gyroscoping's in there. And so that's really cool. So like I said, some of the game, it does show off the system, but it does in a way where it doesn't feel like it's trying to show it off. It feels like they're just making a game that uses it. Wow, it sounds like I really don't know. Okay, so that game's really cool, and as far as I know, people who are using the Wiimotes, just nunchuck and shit. Like I said, I've never tried it, but first impressions, that's the point. Next one, which is one of my favorite ones, is the Pikmin Adventures, which person who's using the tablet controls LMR and then taps the screen to tell his Pikmin or that person's Pikmin to go and do certain things. You can move around, you can blow your whistle all you want. And people who are using the Wiimotes are other Pikmin that LMR can't control. And they hold their Wiimotes on the side, if I'm not mistaken. Which I probably am. But, yeah, and you go through, like, a little mini adventure to get to the ship and whatnot. And it's actually a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite games on here, is the Pikmin Adventures. Because it just feels like you're playing fucking Pikmin on the Wii U, so that really gets me hyped for Pikmin 3. So that's a really fun game. Next one is Metroid Blast. I've only played this by myself, and I barely played it at that. It's an interesting game. I think it's definitely more aimed for the co-op style of it, but the person on the gamepad is controlling someone in a Metroid ship, or Metroid in their ship. And everyone who has the Wiimotes are on the ground, shooting shit. And you can either work together or go against each other, depending on your playstyle. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. It, once again, shows off some awesomeness on the tablet. Next, we have Mario Chase, which is actually a really fun one, which I was glad I played that one. Mario Chase is basically the person on the tablet is Mario, and everyone who has the Wiimotes are Toads. And the Toads are trying to catch Mario. So the Toads have to work together to corner Mario in, essentially, because Mario has a little bit of an edge, but it's because they're on their own. Where not only do they have a map that shows where everyone is, but that's about it. They get a map, and apparently Mario person runs a little faster, but I doubt that because I don't think so. But person who's controlling Mario sees everything from the top-down perspective, whereas persons who are playing the Toads see everything in the 3D perspective. So, like, if like Mario is running off in the distance, the Toad could probably see them if they're looking in that direction. Which is so, like, they each get their own, like, pros and cons to why you want to play them, and halfway, and the Toads have, like, I think 2.5 minutes to try and catch Mario. Mario has, like, 2.5 minutes to avoid them, and there's 3 different courses, and it's actually a lot of fun to play. Which is actually, yeah, so it's just a lot of fun. It's a little game. Everyone's gonna want to have a chance to be everyone. Next one, which I was hoping I'd be a little more interested in, but wow, just the way it's based feels a little unfair, is Luigi's Mansion, or Ghost Mansion, where the person with the tablet is a ghost, and they can see everything on their screen, and they have to scare the other players a certain amount of times. And the people on the screen don't see the ghost unless light shines in certain places or whatnot. And what they have to do is lower the ghost's health down to 0. The thing is, once 4 people are playing it, certain stages are not meant for the ghost. Like, trying to get around them, because you have to go, the ghost has to go actually behind them to scare them, and it just feels really unfair at times, where it's just like, you're playing as the ghost and you're like, fuck, I can't get behind you because you fuckers are being fuckers. So, like, they try and, like, make it a little more fair, where the batteries in the Ghost Hunter's flashlights do run out. But, the batteries get placed on the thing, and you're supposed to, like, you know, protect it. But, I mean, like, well-organized players can easily take out that ghost, and the ghost really doesn't get a chance in most cases, which is really unfortunate. Especially so if bots are playing, because they're just, like, randomly roaming around, spinning in fucking circles, and that's really unfair. Really unfair. Next, Animal Crossing Sweet Days, which basically, a person on the tablet controls 2 guards and has to tackle the players a certain amount of times while the Wiimote players are trying to collect candies, like a certain amount. And once again, this is another game that feels a little unfair at first, but if you know what you're doing, you can probably do pretty good, because you just have to corner them. Like it's an okay game. It's nothing that stands out really. Maybe some other people might really like it though. Okay, so some of the solo attractions. You got Yoshi's Fruit Cart, which is actually a really interesting one, because what it shows here is basically the person. Well, okay, it's a solo thing. I don't know what I was about to say there. So on the tablet, you see Yoshi, like Yoshi's starting point, and then like the end point. But on the TV, you see everything. So you see where Yoshi starts, where the end is, and you see the fruit that Yoshi has to collect. And what you have to do is on the screen, you have to draw a line from where Yoshi starts to the finish, but you have to collect all the fruits before you get to the end. This is actually a really cool game that shows like how, you know, obviously things can differ on the 2 screens. And if you have to somehow work between the 2 to complete a common goal, which is actually really cool. And it brings in, I can see that being like used for certain games to create more of a co-op experience, which would be really awesome. I don't know what, but good. The next one is, oh man, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Takamushi's Ninja Castle, which, it's an interesting game. I was hoping a little more from it for some reason, but not really. So basically you have the tablet. I'm using this as my tablet now. So basically you have the tablet, and on the tablet you see a ninja star. And then on the screen you see the enemies that you have to hit. And you have to, like, flick the ninja star and point it in the right direction and whatnot. And you get a cursor on the screen, so at least you get, like, some idea of where the fuck you're shooting. But I mean, it feels really fun. Because you have to hold it flat and go, ba-choom, ba-choom, ba-choom. And it makes you feel like you're a ninja in a way. It's just really cool. It's just really cool. Next one is Octopus Dance. This one's weird. Okay, well, it's weird and just, it doesn't really do anything that's too interesting other than basically, you have a Game & Watch guy just doing a little bit of a move, and you're supposed to do a Simon Says with him, so, like, you know, he'll do something, you have to follow the rhythm. It's like a memorization thing. And you use the thumbsticks to, like, move your arms and whatnot. But, one of the tricks is, you want to try and look at the screen that's showing the people's backs. So, like, it starts off with their backs being on the tablet screen, but there are points where it spins around, where the guy spins you around, and you have to look at the TV screen. Yeah, it's something, but I mean, it doesn't really give enough depth to it that makes it stand out, really. But it's a fun little game. Next one is Captain Falcon's Twister Race. Another really weird one, sort of like the Game & Watch one, where it doesn't really do anything too interesting. On the tablet, you see a top-down perspective of the racetrack, and you have to, like, turn the tablet to make the turns and whatnot. And then on the screen, you see things from, like, a normal racing perspective. And there are times where you have to look at the screen, like if you're going through a tunnel or something like that. But it really doesn't stand out as well, which is unfortunate because it's an interesting idea, but it doesn't stand out. Next one, there's 2 more, so... Next one is Donkey Kong's Crash Course. They're showing this one a lot, where the tablet has the screen that you want to really look at. And you have to, like, tilt it to move the cart and whatnot. And it's a challenging one. That one's a real challenger. That and I guess the Yoshi's Fruit Cart later on, where it gets challenging. And that's one that a lot of people seem to be coming back to. I played a little bit, but it's not something I'm really like, oh, I gotta play it. So that's interesting. It really shows the gyro sensors and whatnot. And lastly is Balloon Trip Breeze, sorry. Where you basically play Balloon Trip, but you control the breeze by swiping your on the screen to control the breeze. It's an interesting game. I was actually a little bit disappointed that none of these games really use the microphone on it, because it's there, but like I haven't played any games that actually used it. Oddly enough, none in this one do it. None in these two do it. So I don't know why no mic is being used. Maybe there's a reason to it. I just don't know. Anyways, the Balloon Trip one's okay. I've played like once or twice. It's it doesn't really stand out too much, other than it just uses the touch screen. But that's basically it. Other than that, there's a little hub world you can explore, and you get these participation coins that you can use to spend things to make your hub world look better. So it's a nice little thing. It gives you a little incentive to play the games a little more, and to get everything in there, because there's a lot of things. Overall, though, Nintendo Land as a game, definitely one you should probably grab, especially if you're one of the first ones. I can see why they bundled this with it, because it does give you a sense of things that can be done with the tablet. But at the same time, it makes it an actual interesting game. It doesn't feel like this is how new system works. Look at our technology. It doesn't really feel like that. It feels like there's some fun enjoyment, and there is. In a lot of ways. So definitely look into this one. Wii owners, if you got like the basic bundle, you should probably grab this one. If you're gonna get a Wii U, get this one. So yeah, until next time, keep on gaming and visit theme parks. That's the moral of the day.